Hey everybody, how's it going? This is a bit of a different video. This is a video asking for help from the community. Basically, as you see here, it's for wargaming purposes, nothing like serious. So don't worry about that. Um, Basically, as you see here, I have a Tomb King's army book, and my friends and I who play 40k have been for a while looking at fantasy, going, that looks interesting. Poking fun at it because they use square bases and and has a lineup all nice and pretty in their squad size and whatnot. Lighthearted stuff like that. But being that 40k is the better game for me, in my opinion, just because I really like the whole feeling how it works. I'm not going. This is not a video to discuss the finer points of the debate about which one's better or not. In the end, it's all your opinion. If you like the game, play it. It'll probably be the better game in your opinion. Anyway, we all have different armies we like, and for me, the army of choice for fantasy would be Tomb Kings. I love the feel. I like how it's kind of a unique way of doing undead, um, with the mummified Lich Priests and Tomb Kings and the horror skeletons. I'm not a big fan of zombies. Really, I like killing zombies. That's a lot of fun. But I'm not a big fan of the zombie hordes. And while vampires are kind of cool, I'm just not into the whole vampire counts way of doing things. Uh, so yeah. Anyway, what I need from my subscribers and from people who watch this who aren't subscribed, if you watch it, is some help and some in pointing me in the right direction. Um, so basically, I'm gonna tell you what I have in mind, and then I'm gonna ask you for what I need help with. Should I after fully learning fantasy? Now I've watched games, I've read up on stuff. I've read the main rulebook, the Tomb King's rulebook. I have generalistic ideas. I just don't know in actual gameplay if I would actually enjoy it as much as I enjoy 40k. But should I actually get into fantasy and like playing it and stick with it? I want to build the Tomb King's tournament quality army, if you will, like trim all the fat off the bones. No pun intended. But basically, because fun lists are easy to build. Anybody can build a fun list. You just take stuff that be quirky and cool, or meshes well together for a specific theme, and that can be lots of fun. And I'm not discounting those lists. Those lists can be fun and can be pretty competitive if you know how to play them. But I'm looking for the no holds bar, get in there, get it done type of list, just because fantasy requires being bigger point costs and stuff like that. Usually for games like higher points, I should say. Short of using similar units in different ways, I don't want to invest too much into fantasy, just because it will require a lot of models to do stuff like that. As opposed to 40k, where in a pinch I could substitute an extra tactical marine combat squad as a stern guard if I wanted to. But as long I wouldn't, because they have the tactical squad markings, but you get the idea. I guess for certain armies it would work that way too, but with Tomb Kings not so much. So anyway, I have two ideas that I've been thinking about that I haven't been leaning towards one or the other. I've been leaning against both, kind of. One is taking a lord as the Tomb King, a Tomb King as the lord, I should say. Wow. So the actual Tomb King entry. So my chariot units become core. And the whole reason I want to do that is because Tomb Kings has the unique ability, as far as I know, to field chariot units, which I think is pretty cool. And essentially making a whole chariot army. Tomb King, a couple of Lich Priests mounted on skeletal steeds, or one of them, or you can take like the Cloak of the Sands or whatnot to make them flying or whatever. As backed up, not even, I was thinking maybe Screaming Skull Catapults, or I can just say ditch anything that's static and make everything that moves. So Bone Giants in their place, and maybe some Tomb Scorpions and Swarms. Who knows? The point is a very chariot heavy army, essentially a fully chariot with backed up by big things army that the Tomb Kings can do. And purely Tomb Kings, no Dogs of War. I don't even know if they're still around, to be honest with you, but it's just everything from the Tomb Kings army book. The other is the opposite. taking as my lower choice a Lich High Priest, and then having my general be a minimalistic Tomb Prince, and being hordes upon hordes of skeletal archers, and backed up maybe by Ushabti or Tomb Guards, or so Tomb Prince can join the Tomb Guard or something like that. But with 2 Screaming Skull catapults. Now I love the what's it called, Casket of Souls fluff, and I love the Casket of Souls very flavorful abilities, and it just looks cool as well. It's a great centerpiece, and I have one as a gift that I have to make, but I don't know how well they work in a game setting. I think they have the potential, but I honestly don't know. And it just seems like a cool thing that if it does work well, since I have one already, I can just sub that in instead of having 2 Screaming Skull catapults. But what I've read have said 2 Screaming Skull catapults are great. But anyway, like lots of archers, maybe some Tomb Scorpions, because A, I think they look freaking awesome, and I love scorpions in general, and B, there it came from below might be of some help to disrupt the enemy. But those are my 2 ideas, and why I need help from the community and subscribers are reference material. More like, I have the army book, I have the main rule book. Games Workshop has stuff on their site, but if anybody knows of maybe a YouTube channel dedicated to Tomb Kings, or has a high amount of Tomb King stuff on it, or a wargaming blog that's dedicated or has a high amount of Tomb Kings, I'm looking for Tomb Kings blogs or YouTube channels or websites or forums with tips and tactics as far as army building goes for them, as well as utilizing them and just learning them in the realm of the game. I mean, I have a problem finding stuff on Tomb Kings. In general, I think I found one generalistic information set which is very helpful, giving the pros and cons of each unit and the magical items, but not so much tactics wise, and I don't know how up to date that was because I found it months ago. But and that when I last looked, I should say. But so yeah, if anybody has any information, or if you yourself are a Tomb Kings player who can impart some wisdom, feel free to leave comments or PM me with links or like or wisdom you can give me, and I'll be very grateful. I don't know when I'm going to be making a Tomb Kings army. Probably not for a while, because we're planning to do kind of an escalation thing for fantasy once we're done 40k, but I don't know, depending how bad the bug, and everybody knows I'm talking about when the bug bites for a hobby, depending how bad the bug bite is, especially after I get some information, hopefully if anybody has information they can give me or point me in the right direction, I might start earlier. But that's pretty much it. I want to thank everybody for taking the time out of the day to watch this really kind of pointless video, me crying out for help with the Tomb Kings. It's not that I don't know, it's just that I don't want to invest, because fantasy seems like a bigger investment model-wise in something, if it really isn't the way to go with this type of army. Like, so yeah, and those are the 2 themes I have in mind. I don't know which one's more effective, so any help for that would be appreciated. So I want to thank my subscribers for being subscribers and everything like that, and I want to thank everybody else for watching, and thanks to everybody in advance for any information they can give me. So yeah, until next time then, which will be more Codex in depth and other videos, stuff like that. Take it easy.